Is my mic on? It's on. Okay. That was an awkward intro, but what's up? It's Jace again. We're doing NBA playoff predictions. And I already know this video is going to take way too long, so let's hurry up and get into it. With the Eastern Conference play-in, starting off with the 7th seed Philadelphia 76ers. By the way, it is as of right now, as of the standings right now. Yes, I know there's games going on. One of them being Timberwolves Rockets, but too bad. As of right now, it is the 7th seed 76ers against the 8th seed Miami Heat. Now, I have barely watched basketball all season, so you're going to have to bear with me here. Now, anyways, I just saw the 76ers lose to the Cavaliers not too long ago, but the 76ers have been surprisingly deep. We're like, I believe, like top in the East at one point, led by VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. While the Miami Heat, they're led by Tyler Hero and Andrew Wiggins, and that's all that's needed. Philadelphia, yes, they're going to choke in the playoffs, and they're probably going to get eliminated in the first round. I don't know who they're going to play, but all I know is they're probably going to get eliminated in the first round, but they're not going to get eliminated in the play-in, as they're going to beat the Miami Heat. And I don't feel like doing score predictions, so we're just going to advance the 76ers. So that means it will be the Miami Heat will play the loser. Miami Heat will play the winner of the Hawks and Bulls. Now we're going to get to the Hawks and Bulls. The 9th seed Atlanta Hawks versus the 10th seed Chicago Bulls in Atlanta. Obviously, the Hawks just traded Trae Young, while the Bulls, they were undefeated at like 7-0, and they were first in the East, and then they just fell off. Ever since Giddey got injured, I believe Josh Giddey got injured. But I'm gonna go with the weird guy from, I believe, Australia, and I'm gonna give the Bulls the win and the quote-unquote upset victory over the Hawks. So that means the 76ers will move on to the playoffs. The Bulls would move on to play the Heat. The Hawks would be eliminated, and that means the winner of the Heat and Bulls goes to the playoffs, and the losers are eliminated with the Atlanta Hawks. And 8th seed Heat against 10th seed Bulls. There's really no what's the word I'm looking for? It's obvious who's gonna win. So Miami Heat are easily better than Chicago Bulls, and yeah, I honestly hope the Miami Heat went up the score with a dunk late in the game, and the Bulls just crash out yet again, because they've already crashed out twice this season, most importantly Vucevic. But I'm going to give it to the Heat, which means the 76ers and the Heat will be going to the playoffs, and that means the Hawks and the Bulls have been eliminated. Unsurprisingly. Now we go to the West. So let me just make sure. And Heat and advance. Let me just remember this. Next up, we have the Suns and the Warriors. Now, I am a Warriors fan, but I'm going to try not to be biased. The Warriors just beat the Suns not too long ago, and then the other time the Warriors played against the Suns, the Warriors only lost by 1 point. The Suns, you got Quinn Post, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and that's it. While the Suns, oh yeah, I forgot Stephen Curry. Totally forgot him. And then you have the Suns, you have Dylan Trash-Ass Brooks, and Devin Booker. And, yeah, I'm going to give it to Golden State. So Golden State's going to go on to the playoffs. The Suns will have to play the winner of Portland, Los Angeles. Sue me if you think the Suns will win. I do not care. Sue me. I got my Warriors taking down Phoenix. Next up, Portland, Los Angeles. As for right now, Denny, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Denny from the Blazers, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he is injured, but he was going off for Portland. While for the Clippers, they've just been a mess, despite having Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And the most famous dude on that team is legit their radio broadcaster, Carlo Jimenez, and that's honestly sad. I'm gonna give it, but Portland does have just lots of randoms. Not to be rude, but they do. And then they also have they have Damian Lillard, and then they have Damian Lillard and just D2 high school players. I'm sorry. But I'm going to give it to the Clippers. And yeah, sue me if you think I'm wrong. Next up, this is an underrated game. Suns, Clippers. Suns have been hot. I mean, the Suns haven't been hot, but the Suns they just have the better roster on paper. And that's why sue me. I'm picking the Clippers. The Clippers and the Warriors are advancing. I don't care what you say. Sue me. And yeah, just sue me. That's it. Okay, I don't feel like having to edit me. I don't feel like having to edit me filling out the bracket for the actual playoffs. So you're just gonna have to watch me do it. And it's gonna take me like 3 minutes. So I'd recommend just skipping 3 minutes, because this is gonna take a minute. Okay. So I'm gonna be on mute while I do this. So until then, goodbye. And I'm back. So here we have your bracket, and we're gonna start off with the Eastern Conference with the Detroit Pistons versus the Miami Heat. And yeah, it's obvious Cade Cunningham just gonna absolutely cook the Heat, just like 2014 Kawhi Leonard. And yeah, the Heat are just gonna have to play catch up. If the Miami Heat, like, I'm gonna pull a Greg Button. I'm gonna pull a Greg Button and say they're obviously not gonna beat the Detroit Pistons in the series, but I don't even think they can beat the Detroit Pistons one game. Sorry, Leafs fans, but it's just, I have to say it. And now I've just jinxed the Pistons. Are gonna fall off. But I'm gonna take the Pistons in a sweep. Obviously, they're gonna move on to take on the winner of the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic. Next up, got the Celtics and 76ers. The Celtics, despite having an injured team, they have been amazing. While the 76ers have fallen off, but they're still an alright basketball team. But keyword alright, that means first round exits, as they're gonna lose to Boston yet again. I don't know how, I don't know why, but they're gonna find a way to lose to Boston in a 7-game series like always. I'm sorry, but it's true. I honestly don't even know if it's gonna go 7 games, but I don't care. Next up is this, I believe this is a rematch. Knicks Cavaliers. Maybe that's just a Christmas Day rematch. I know they play each other on Christmas. I just don't remember they played each other in a playoff series. Anyways, Knicks Cavaliers. And Jalen Brunson against Donovan Mitchell with Spida. It's going to be a good series, but I think the Jalen Brunson and Zesty Cat are just too much to handle. And the Cavaliers are going to lose in a 6-game series. Next, moving on. And last but not least, Raptors Magic. Okay, and okay. I already know Mal. I already know Mal and Nolan are gonna watch this, but sue me. Watch this. I said it. Magic are gonna win in 6 games. Paulo is better than Scotty Barnes. I don't care what you say. Sue me. Just so I don't get canceled. We're just gonna move on. Okay. Before we do that, that means East second round. It will be the 1-seeded Pistons taking on the 5th-seeded Magic, and the 2nd-seeded Celtics versus the 3rd-seeded Knicks. Okay. And then last second. Alright. Starting off, I'm not even gonna introduce you to the series. I'm not even gonna introduce you to the series. We're just gonna do that. Okay, next up, Spurs, Warriors. Okay. Spurs have been probably the most surprising team in the NBA that is not named the Detroit Pistons. They've been insane with Wembanyama dominating the NBA. But the Warriors have given the Spurs a run for their money. As whenever the Warriors play the Spurs just seem to just do a good job and just play their best basketball when they're playing in San Antonio, especially in San Antonio. And plus this is like the Houston Rockets this is like the Rockets Warriors series from last season. The Rockets, they had the better team. They were the 2nd seed. They were projected to go far, but then you have to play the Warriors playoff experience merchants, and then you just lose. That's what's gonna happen here. Same thing as last year. Warriors win in I'm gonna say a 6-game series against the San Antonio Spurs because of playoff experience. That is why. Wemby's first playoffs, I'm not expecting him to go far. But Spurs next season, he'll be the guys this year. Next up, we got the Nuggets and the Rockets. Rockets with KD, are they better than the Nuggets? That is a tough question. Both these teams have been really good this season. And the Nuggets have been flying all cylinders. But I'm going to take the Houston Rockets in an upset. This is proving this is not biased. Because the Rockets are legit. I hate the Houston Rockets. This is proving this is not biased. And then next up, you know what? Before I even, I'm just gonna do this real quick. And there we go. It's gonna be the same thing as last year. The Lakers, they're an overrated team. Luka and LeBron can't play defense. LeBron can't barely even play offense. Luka gonna have to carry these guys, and the Lakers just gonna fall apart and lose to the Wolves yet again. If Anthony Edwards doesn't play, then the Lakers have a chance. But if Anthony Edwards plays, then the Wolves are winning the series. Don't care what you say. Okay, please tell me the Warriors don't have to play the Timberwolves. We do not. Thank you. Okay, so that means we already play the worst team. It'll be the Thunder versus the 7th-seeded Warriors, and then 4th-seeded Timberwolves versus 6th-seeded Rockets. Okay. Starting off, Pistons, Magic. Magic, which this is where your run ends. Orlando Magic, you already know we are not gonna play the song, and we're gonna move on. The Detroit Pistons, as they're gonna beat you guys in a 5-game series. Next up, Celtics, Knicks. Celtics, you guys are gonna fall apart if you guys stay in. And whenever, I forget who's injured, it's Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I know who that is. If it's Tatum, whenever Tatum comes back into the lineup, that's whenever the Celtics are gonna fall apart. I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna take the Knicks in a 6-game series. I'm calling it right now, and it's gonna be a rematch of the first-round series between the Pistons and the Knicks last year. Next up, the Thunder and the Warriors. Just to prove that I'm not biased, the Warriors have been getting dominated every game they've played against the Thunder. Now I think the Warriors are gonna be a little bit better. They are on a winning streak right now. I'm gonna give the Warriors 1 game, but the Thunder is gonna dominate the Warriors. Sorry, but it's true. Next up, we got the How long has this been so far? I can't see. Okay. Timberwolves, Rockets. Ant-Man has been KD's kryptonite lately. But I don't think this Timberwolves team is that good. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Warriors could be the Timberwolves in a playoff series. That's why I'm gonna give the Rockets the edge, 4-2. And that means ECF, the Eastern Conference Finals, will be the number 1 seed Pistons against the third seeded Knicks. Western Conference Finals will be the 1 seeded. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. 1 seeded Thunder versus 6 seeded Rockets. Okay. Pistons versus Knicks is gonna be an amazing series. Hold on, me unconnect my controller because I'm about to play an after twice. He says it's gonna be an amazing series. Kate Cunningham and Jalen Brunson rematch. But the question is, who is going to win? And that's why I'm gonna take the New York Knicks, upsetting the Pistons in Game 7 at Little Caesars Arena, and the Knicks are gonna be moving on. Next up, Thunder Rockets. Rockets have been giving the Thunder competition. The Thunder have been playing their worst basketball lately. Mal, I hate you. And that's why I'm going to give it to the Houston Rockets upsetting the Thunder. Which means NBA Finals. We have NBA Finals. It's the 3rd seeded New York. Jesus, I can't type. It's the 3rd seeded New York Knicks versus the 6th seeded Houston Rockets with Kevin Durant and Alfred Schengen. Who's gonna win? It's gonna be the New York Knicks in a 6-game series. The New York Knicks are your 2026 NBA champions. And yeah, that is it. And from Jace, I'll see you guys tomorrow.